Hi everyone, I'm Mark Economo from the Boca Raton Police Department. With the recent terrorist attacks in Paris and the terrorism-related shootings in San Bernardino, California, we received a lot of inquiries here in Boca Raton from businesses and residents about what they should do if we are faced with a similar scenario. Joining me is Chief Dan Alexander to talk more about that. Chief, thanks for being here. Many probably think it can't happen here, and I think seeing these incidents taking place around the country is it can happen. We're getting a lot of questions about what we're doing as an agency to prepare for something like this.
Yeah, first and foremost, it's important for people to understand that we do this every day. What we do in terms of preparedness is a 24/7 operation. We meet on a daily basis to discuss the threats that might impact us as a community. And beyond that, we have very formal systems in place to gather intelligence, to train, to equip ourselves to make sure that we're prepared for anything that may occur along these lines. Now, we are full-time members in the FBI Joint Terrorism Task Force. We meet with our county partners on a monthly basis. We also meet regionally with the other cities that are close to us to talk about what's going on, what threats exist out there, and what we need to do to prepare. And a big part of that is training. There's been a lot publicized recently in the media about how law enforcement response has changed over the years. We no longer wait to address a threat. We go right to a threat to address and make sure it's neutralized to keep citizens safe. The other thing we've been working on with our partners in fire rescue is to ensure that we can get people rescued as quickly as possible. So we've changed our tactics along those lines.
One of the things we've heard on a federal level, also a state level, and now we're hearing it also on a local level, and you've said this before, we're asking residents to be our eyes and ears. What types of things should folks be looking for?
Yeah, I think it's important that in as much as we have an approach to dealing with these potential mass shootings, it's also important for residents to think along the same lines. What am I prepared to do? And the first thing we ask is for our residents to be our eyes and ears out there. Not to look at things that aren't relevant to threats. We're not talking about cultural issues or what people believe. We're talking about particular types of activities and actions we want people to pay attention to and call us if they see anything suspicious. Now that can include a suspicious package, a suspicious vehicle, or specific conduct that obviously is out of the ordinary. A vehicle that's where it shouldn't be, a suitcase or other item that's left outside. It might be someone asking questions about the security of a facility. You might have someone actually pacing off measurements at a facility or taking photographs. Those are the type of things that we need people paying attention to and then calling us and letting us know.
One of the things out there is a video that the city of Houston, the city government of Houston, and also the Department of Homeland Security made, Run, Hide, and Fight. It's a powerful video when you watch it. Is this something you recommend folks familiarize themselves with?
Absolutely. You know, we talk about being prepared. First and foremost, we just talked about what to do to call us. The second thing I think people need to talk about is what am I going to do if I'm faced with a rapid mass murder or active shooter type of situation. And Run, Hide, Fight is an absolutely perfect video and perfect example of what we would want people to do. Essentially, know where your avenues of escape are, regardless of where you are, whether you're out on your own or in your business. Know where you can go to escape from something that might be occurring. Also know where you might need to hide. And then last but not least, have an understanding that if a threat is presented to you and you have nowhere to run, you have nowhere to hide, that you might need to fight under those circumstances.
There's been a lot of talk out there, especially since San Bernardino, about folks arming themselves. Is this something that you'd recommend people do?
Yeah, I think it's an individual decision about whether someone's going to arm themselves with a firearm or any other type of weapon for that matter. The only thing that we say to keep it simple is to do it in accordance with the law and ensure that you're being safe. Now, what people need to understand is that it's easy for me to say, go get a gun and carry a gun. And you hear a lot of leaders saying that. But there's a lot to consider, a lot to think about within the context of owning a gun. Where am I going to store it? If I don't have it on me, can I secure it somewhere? Proper handling of a firearm, whether it's loaded or unloaded, how to shoot it. And last but not least, what I call situational awareness. If I'm in a situation, am I going to shoot someone? Do I know what's behind that target when I shoot at that person? What do I do if a law enforcement officer shows up and I'm defending myself? So there's a lot of things to consider within the context of owning a gun. It's too simple to say just go get a gun. You need to think about what the implications might be.
Now, for more information, we have a number of links and resources that you can go to inform yourself and become educated with everything the Chief talked about today.